Princess Nafisa, filled with extreme fear, walked towards the mirror and saw a very handsome man, dressed in rags, staring at her through the mirror. How is this possible? Princess Nafisa screamed in fear as the man in the mirror assured her, saying,
I am just but a humble friend. I am not here to harm you.
Once upon a time, in a very big kingdom, lived a princess named Nafisa. Princess Nafisa was a very beautiful princess who was the first daughter of a very powerful king. She had a younger sister named Amina, and their mother died of an ailment many years ago. One day, Princess Nafisa received a surprise gift from someone who kept their identity a secret. When her guards brought in the gift, the princess ordered them to take it away. When her sister Amina rushed into her room and opened the gift, inside was a very beautiful mirror. The princess was captivated by how beautiful the mirror was, so she ordered that the mirror be kept on her dressing table. Whenever the princess looked into the mirror, she felt a sense of calm and wondered who could have gifted her such a beautiful gift. One day, Princess Nafisa's father, the king, called her into his throne room and said to her,
Time has come, my beautiful daughter, for you to be married to the prince of the neighboring village.
Princess Nafisa had always kicked against the idea of marrying Prince Musa and has always been vocal about it.
Father, I prefer not to be wed to Prince Musa,
she said, but her father said to her,
My beautiful daughter, a marriage between you and Prince Musa would strengthen the ties between our two kingdoms.
Princess Nafisa tried to explain to her father that she was not in love with Prince Musa, but her father made it clear that his decision was final and that the princess should ready her mind because in no distant time she would be married to the prince. Tears filled Princess Nafisa's eyes as she rushed off to her room. Princess Nafisa let out a loud cry as she always dreamt of marrying a man that she loved. She knew that she would never feel loved if she got married to Prince Musa, and the thought of this troubled her greatly. As the princess was crying, she heard a voice that told her to wipe her tears. Princess Nafisa was shocked as she was all alone in her room.
Who is there?
She asked with a shaky voice, and the voice told her to come towards the mirror. Princess Nafisa, filled with extreme fear, walked towards the mirror and saw a very handsome man, dressed in rags, staring at her through the mirror. How is this possible? Princess Nafisa screamed in fear as the man in the mirror assured her, saying,
I am just but a humble friend. I am not here to harm you.
Princess Nafisa kept screaming at the top of her lungs when the strange man suddenly began to sing. His voice was so melodic and Princess Nafisa felt a sense of calm. She was no longer afraid, but engulfed in the euphoria of his beautiful voice. Princess Nafisa was lost in the moment as she hummed along to his beautiful song. When the strange man was done singing, he asked the princess why she was in tears, and the princess revealed to him that her father had made plans to marry her off to a man whom she did not love. They spoke for hours as Princess Nafisa told the strange man all her fears and dreams. For once in her life, Princess Nafisa felt as though someone was finally listening to her, as all she had ever done was go against her own wishes to please her father, the king. After hours of talking, Princess Nafisa asked the man in the mirror who he was and why he was dressed in rags, and the strange man told her that he could be whatever she wanted him to be, and the princess laughed and told him to turn into a frog. They both laughed as the strange man told the princess that he had to go. Before he left, he said to the princess,
If you ever need a friend to speak to, knock on the mirror 3 times, and I'll be here.
Princess Nafisa smiled and bid the strange man farewell. Princess Nafisa went about her activities in high spirits. She was extremely happy and could not wait to speak to the strange man again. Her father saw how happy she was, and this made him smile, as he believed his daughter was warming up to the idea of marrying Prince Musa. Little did her father know that his daughter had fallen deeply in love with the man in her mirror. Princess Nafisa started to spend more time in her room. Her maidens and guards, including her sister Princess Amina, wondered why, as the princess was never one to stay in her room for so many hours in a day. She would spend the whole day talking to the man in the mirror, and despite how scruffy and poor he looked, she always pictured herself as his bride. Princess Nafisa had not felt this way for anyone in her life. She would sometimes wish that the man in the mirror would magically appear in her room and ask her to be his bride. "Oh, how lovely it would be to be married to you," she said to him one day, as he laughed and assured her that everything would be all right. One afternoon, the princess was having a heartfelt conversation with the man in her mirror when her sister, Princess Amina, barged in and caught them talking. Princess Amina was terrified, as she could not understand how and why her sister, who was set to marry Prince Musa, was seen talking to another man through the mirror. She tried to scream, but Princess Nafisa held her mouth shut and pleaded with her not to scream, as she was willing to do anything for her sister to keep this a secret. Princess Amina, on hearing this, calmed her nerves as she listened to her sister Nafisa, who explained everything to her. Nafisa told her sister that she was not in love with Prince Musa, as she had fallen deeply in love with the man in the mirror. This was shocking to Princess Amina, as Prince Musa was set to visit their palace soon to perform the marital rites of her sister. Prince Musa was said to be a very arrogant prince. Many have even said that he had a heart of stone. There have been speculations about Prince Musa, but what no one denied was the fact that he was extremely handsome. Despite being handsome, Princess Nafisa was not ready to spend the rest of her life with a prince whose arrogance has been sung countlessly. It was once said that a pregnant woman approached the prince to plead for her blind son, who was captured by Prince Musa's guards. Rumor has it that the blind boy was unaware that the prince was passing through, so when others knelt down to greet the prince, he remained standing. The prince then ordered his guards to lock up the blind boy, and when his poor pregnant mother came to plead for mercy, Prince Musa ordered his guards to beat her up. In the process of beating her up, the poor woman died, and the news of what the prince did spread around the village, reaching the ears of many. Princess Nafisa could not spend her life with a man that was not only heartless but also ruthless. The day of the princess' wedding was drawing close, and the princess began to lose sleep. She had fallen deeply in love with the man in her mirror, and the thought of spending her days with a man she did not love began to haunt her. Princess Nafisa then began to plan her escape. She discussed this with the man in her mirror, as she told him of a hut up the mountains where her late mother secretly took her to when she was alive. The hut belonged to her grandmother, who passed away years ago before her mother died, and nobody except her knew about the existence of the hut. Princess Nafisa was planning on running away to avoid getting married to Prince Musa. What this means is that if the bride is not available on the day of her wedding, her immediate younger sister will take her place and marry the prince, as it is forbidden for a man to come into the royal household to marry and return home without a bride. Little did she know that her sister Amina overheard her whole conversation and went on to alert their father, the king. The king, on hearing this, summoned Princess Nafisa to appear before him. When she arrived at his throne room, the king ordered his guards to lock Nafisa up in her room and stationed several guards in front of her door. Princess Nafisa was prohibited from leaving her room till the day of her marriage ceremony. On the day before her wedding, Nafisa's father, the king, decided to gift his daughter a very expensive jewelry. He called his second daughter, Amina, to escort him to her sister's chamber. They arrived at Nafisa's door and Amina opened the door without knocking. Her father, the king, was shocked to see his daughter talking with a strange man in the mirror. He raised his voice in anger and ordered his guards to destroy the strange mirror. Nafisa went on her knees as she pleaded with her father, the king, who ignored her and walked out of her room angrily. Nafisa cried bitterly, and when her wedding day came, she was seen in low spirits. This was unusual for a bride who always anticipated the arrival of her groom. In Nafisa's case, she dreaded the thought of getting married to Prince Musa. Her mirror was gone and all hope seemed to be gone with it. As a bride, Princess Nafisa was to stay away from the banqueting hall and only unveil herself after the marital rites had been fulfilled. When all this was over, time came for Princess Nafisa to unveil herself to her groom. She walked into the banqueting hall wearing a very sad face. As Princess Nafisa walked towards Prince Musa, her jaw dropped in shock as she noticed that Prince Musa was the man from her mirror. A wave of confusion struck Princess Nafisa, who did not know if she should be happy or sad. "You wicked and heartless prince, how dare you deceive me?" she said as her voice shook in anger. Prince Musa then replied her saying that all she had heard about him was a lie. He then revealed that his wicked stepbrother was behind all the atrocities people believed he committed. His brother spread all the rumors to tarnish his image as he was so jealous of him. Prince Musa then told the princess that he was worried that she would refuse to marry him because of all the lies that his stepbrother had peddled. So his great aunt gave him 2 mirrors, saying that the mirrors would bridge all the gaps that have been created by evil speculations and gossips. Indeed, the mirror bridged the gap as the prince and the princess got to create a deep connection even before they met. Princess Nafisa was overjoyed as not only were her wishes granted, she finally got to meet the man that she had fallen deeply in love with. That was how Princess Nafisa ended up with the handsome prince who she fell in love with through the mirror, and they lived happily ever after. The lesson to be learned from this story is that we should not judge people based on what others have said about them. Oftentimes, it is better to get to know people, as you might just be shocked at what you will find out. I hope you enjoyed the story. Like, subscribe and leave a comment. It helps us grow our channel. I'll see you in our next story. Bye.